What's up, gang? Welcome back. Dan and Juliana here with Theme Park Gangsters. In this video, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about Universal Studios' newest theme park, Epic Universe, and Helios Grand Hotel. Let's get it. Alright, gang, so first and foremost, let's start off with the newest addition to Universal Studios theme park and resort. We're talking about Helios Grand Hotel, located literally inside the gates of Epic Universe. Helios Grand Hotel will be opening Memorial Day weekend, May 22nd, 2025. We're excited. Our room is booked. And
God.
we're going to be there. So before we get too excited, let's give you a little bit of background about what Helios Grand is, right? So Helios Grand is Universal's newest premier hotel, like I said, located right inside Epic Universe. It's going to have a Mediterranean-inspired vibe, with celestial elements sprinkled in. Guests are going to have exceptional dining, rooftop bar with 360-degree views. And not to mention, they have a resort-style zero-entry pool with a hot tub and frozen margaritas available at the cocktail
Which is
bar,
a necessity.
which is
If you don't have frozen, is it premier?
a must. So in addition to the cocktail bar, pool bar, there's also a sit-down restaurant, Flora Taverna, I'm going to say. Forgive me for not knowing the pronunciation, but it's going to be a 3-meal restaurant and bar offering a full breakfast buffet, Mediterranean comfort foods, pizza oven, and much, much more. And then there's also going to be some standard quick service, that Universal is always down to offer. This one is going to be the Aurora Market, which is a contemporary grab and go featuring coffee and food like paninis, wraps, and things of that nature. So,
And a Starbucks, I'm assuming.
I would assume there are typically Starbies there. So there better be, is what I would say. But who are we to be choosy? So the pool bar I was talking about is actually called the Lotus Lagoon. Obviously, you're going to have to be 21 plus to enjoy the cocktails. But the good thing about it is it says you can order directly from your chair. So that's likely going to be similar to the Royal Pacific, hopefully, where you can scan a QR code and have them just deliver right to you. Mm-hmm. Or even at Portofino Bay, the guy just comes up to you and asks what you want. So regardless, you don't have to move to get the froze, right? It's coming directly to you. So that's kind of going to give you the brief rundown on the food options. Again, it is a premier hotel, so room service will be offered, which is always a plus at a Lowe's property. Interested to see if it smells like all the other Lowe's properties, because
I'm sure they will.
I did buy that candle and plan on buying it again. So there's also going to be the Flora Taverna is going to have a lobby bar as well. So that's good when you're waiting to check in, want a little, drinky drink. Bar Helios is going to be the rooftop bar with the unmatched views, allegedly, but I would assume it's pretty unmatched since there's no other hotel within a theme park. So yeah, that's kind of like the overview, right? We were lucky enough to get a reservation for the opening weekend. We're going to be checking in on opening night, which is May 22nd. We're going to be checking out on May 25th. Yeah, so, and all told, our total for that trip is going to be around $1,500. Prices may vary depending on, availability and time of year, right? So opening weekend, maybe they price gouged. I don't know, but again, I don't, for what you're getting, I think it's reasonably priced.
Hope so. We don't know what we're getting. It's a brand new hotel, but I'm assuming by the photos, it looks exceptional.
Right. The cool thing about this is I'm assuming we're going to be the first people to ever sleep in our bed.
I hope so.
That's a plus. That is a plus. Just to give a little insight into the booking, I set my alarm for midnight on October 22nd. Just because Universal was really, strange with how they opened up booking reservations for Helios
Yeah.
as well as for
Kind of quiet,
Epic
honestly.
Universe tickets.
There were like dates, but no times. So you kind of had to guess like when was a good time to show up online.
Right. So yeah, I took a shot at midnight, woke up, and there was nothing. So woke up again at 5:30 as I usually do, and thankfully was able to grab, the Skyview room and book for the entire weekend. So stay tuned for the review once we get there. But as of right now, we're just pretty excited and can't wait to get there. So Helios Grand. Stay tuned for more details, more tips, more tricks.
All right, guys. So now let's get into Epic Universe, and this is the brand new park they built. How long has it been going on for?
Too long. Feels like forever. So I feel like we've been watching construction updates for at least 2 years. Definitely nerding out, looking at drones, watching for permit filings. So we've been following this closely for at least 2 years. I don't know when they first broke ground, but I would say at least it's been at least a couple years.
So yeah, I mean, and like, so we talk about what opening day is going to be like, and I don't know about you, but I'm preparing myself for mass chaos.
Yeah.
And my expectation is going to be magical, but it's going to be super crowded. There's going to be, there's no express, right? So there's going to be long lines everywhere.
There may be express offered at some point, but as of right now, there's no express offered. So again, mentally prepare yourself for the worst. 3-hour waits, 6-hour waits. Especially for the high demand things, which we'll get into later. But
yeah.
But
for me, for some reason, it's not hitting like we don't like sitting on lines.
I hate lines.
But for me, it's not hitting like it's gonna be an issue. Like I'm I'm ecstatic to be waiting on a line. I guess it's because it's something I've never done before. I've never been to a brand new theme park. Like I didn't have the luxury of going to Islands of Adventure when that opened.
Right.
So for me, this is like a brand new magical experience. Whether it's gonna be super congested and crowded or people on top of each other, like I feel like it's just gonna be great whatever the experience is. Maybe I'm just living in La La Land and naive, but that's kind of how I feel.
I think most of us are going to, in the words of Frank Sinatra, just be happy to be there. And so I think the vibes are going to be really great, even though it's going to be packed. And I think most people should have their expectations at a point where it's like, just show up and drink it in, and don't expect to hit every ride because it's not happening. So like for me, I would rather spend 3 hours wandering around the park and just looking at all the amazing things that there is than spending 3 hours on a line to wait for one ride.
But I feel like at some point you're gonna have to pick, like, what line are you waiting on?
Right. Well, so
especially if we're there for 3 days.
Yeah. So do you want to get into that now? Like what you're really excited to get on?
Well, I feel like we should give an overview of all the parks.
All right. So Epic Universe has several different worlds, right? Do you want to?
I'll give you a couple. So they have Dark Universe, which is themed around all the Universal monsters. They have Ministry of Magic, which is their third Harry Potter Wizarding World. And they have Celestial Park. And then they also have
Super Nintendo World and Isle of Berk, How to Train Your Dragon. That's, 50,000 feet in the air overview of what the lands are. So yeah, I think, full disclosure, don't unfollow me, but I've never seen How to Train Your Dragon.
I have. and he should have too, because we have 2 children of our own
May
that
have
have watched it.
fallen asleep
So-
during that, but
And yeah, so I feel like of all, and this is coming from a millennial perspective, we are on the older end of that. So I feel like we were kind of old when that movie dropped. So it wasn't as like influential for us in a nostalgic way as like like Mario is for you, or
right.
Dark Universe is for us, you know, or Harry Potter is for us. There's not as much nostalgia with How to Train Your Dragon.
Right. So with that being your least excitement invoking land, what is your most excitement invoking land?
Dark Universe for sure is something that like I can't even wrap my head around from how they're explaining it. So
Yeah.
yeah.